All right, guys, I'm here to inform you about options available to further your higher education costs. There are funding sources available to assist students in funding their higher education costs. Have you ever thought about continuing your education but didn't know how to do it or if you could afford it? I'm going to provide you with some options that are available to students if they qualify. I worked for 30 years as a financial aid director at a business college, and I was able to get funding through workforce development because I was a dislocated worker after the college closed. Funding a college education can be a nightmare to think about. I will give you steps and possibilities for options that you may not have known about. We are going to discuss federal and state grants and scholarships, agency funding sources, and then student loans. We'll now explore the options available through the federal and state grant programs. First, you'll start with the application for a Pell Grant, and it can be found at the Department of Education's website. And what you'll need is you and or a parent would need an FSA ID, which is basically your PIN number to access all of your federal options available. You'll need social security numbers and federal tax information, and then any investment information or any other income that you may have. Your eligibility is based on the information on that application. Colleges and career schools use that information to see what you qualify for and award you their aid. This is all found at the U.S. Department of Education's website. State of Missouri grants and scholarships. The Access Missouri program, you have to be a U.S. citizen and a permanent Missouri resident. Depends on the number of hours you are enrolled, and you have to not already have a bachelor's degree to qualify. The Division of Workforce Development is available for dislocated worker benefits and unemployed workers. New in 22 is a fast track workforce investment grant. I wish we'd had this years ago. It assists adults that need help in the workforce to assist with their education costs. You must be 25 years or older without any training in the past 2 years and an income of less than $40,000 for single and $80,000 for married. This is all at the Missouri Department of Education and Secondary Education Workforce Development website. We've covered the process of how to get funding to qualify for free resources. Next, we can look into agency funding sources. Vocational rehabilitation is for individuals with disabilities. Veterans education and training is for the GI benefit bill and on-the-job training. This is all also at the Missouri DESE website. The Missouri Department of Social Services has post-education opportunities for foster youth. The rehabilitation services for the blind are to assist visually impaired or blind people who are looking to join the workforce. Now we're going to look to the last funding source that I would ever advise you to have to use, and that is the student loan program. The direct student loan program offers guaranteed acceptance and low payments and a longer repayment options. You can also go with private student loans, but they are based on credit history. The terms of payment are shorter and they're more expensive to pay back. This all comes from the William D. Direct Loan Program website. There are also career chosen student loans available to you, such as health workers and several options, but you only need to borrow it's absolutely what you have to need. Student loans are guaranteed, but you're also guaranteed to have to repay them, and that can be detrimental to your future. Well, I've informed you of options available for funding your higher education, which is the federal and state grants and scholarships, agency funding services, and student loans. I hope that you've learned how to look into the many options that are available to you. And even if you do not need some of the information I have provided today, you may end up like me and having to return to college to boost your skills and move on in the workforce. Thank you all for joining me.